Hello everybody, Artifact Talk here, and now I am back with another deck profile video, and it's been a long time since you've seen one of these on my part. And now, as you see, we have a new beautiful playmat over here, my most favorite hand trap in the game, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I've been loving this new mat, quality is very good, much better than that shitty Orichalcos mat that we can now throw away because who needs some shitty mat from Co-Money when you have custom mats? Like we can just throw that shit away now. So yeah, I just turned on some light for you guys so y'all will be able to see the cards better in this deck profile. I have Herald.deck. No Yu-Gi-Oh for you, yes Yu-Gi-Oh for me. So without any further ado, let's begin. Now, a few things before I get started with this profile. This is literally Team Kina Games' idea. I have to properly credit this man because he's come up with so many different Herald ideas. But I put a little bit of my innovation into it, but keep in mind this is the most basic Herald version that you can possibly run. There are way more complex versions you can play, but I'm just too lazy to go that in depth for now with this guy. So first, Triple Herald of Perfection. I told you guys this is like literally Solemn Judgment 2.0. Like not once per turn negations like Solemn Judgment. It's just so good. Herald is the most broken boss monster in the game. It's not once per turn. It's dead easy to summon. It gets you pluses with Ben 10. And it negates everything your opponent tries to play. Only cards that this shit can't negate, counter traps. That's it. Aside from that, everything else is getting negated at one point or another. So yeah, Herald is quite powerful, to be honest. And Ben 10 over here just contributes to Herald even more because Ben 10 allows you to just get it up back to the hand after you do your Herald. After you summon Herald, you just get Ben 10 up by search a fairy from your deck to your hand. And any life fairy from your deck to your hand, which is your entire deck, because you're playing life fairies. These for the sole purpose of this. You can search a life fairy from your deck to hand, and because of the Herald Ritual spell card, you can get Ben 10 back to hand, which will serve as another negate for Herald. And it's just designed so fucking well. And a lot of people aren't taking advantage of what this deck can offer you. And I'm telling y'all, you're fools for not taking advantage of this right now. Next, we played 3 Star Seraph Scepter and 3 Sovereignty. This engine is literally a +3 every time you get it off. You're getting 3 free negates out of it, and you're getting a free rank 4 Exceeds that requires 3 level 4s. Which is probably going to be Orboro scored first, and Deltro scored second. And I also have something else that I teched in here for this engine. That we'll leave that up to future references. But yeah, if Shockmaster ever came off the ban list, he's automatically going in this deck. Shockmaster will be stupid in this deck because then you'll be able to just use Shockmaster call trap cards all the time, and they can either waste their strike and negate him, so they can use any of their traps, or they don't have to strike or they don't want to waste a strike and they want to wait for him to run out of Exceeds materials, and you'll be able to go 6 turns without having to worry about strike. And that will just be stupid. It'll be so stupid if Shockmaster ever came back for this deck. You know what I'm saying? So now, let's move on to the Jews, the Manjus and Senju. We played 3 triple Manju. This is quite standard, because you want to be able to get your searches off of Manju and the one Senju we play in here for your Herald. You want to be like, if you don't see pre-prep and prep and Ritual Sanctuary and shit like that, you want to see these. They're fairy discard outlets for Herald, and they get your searches, they get your plays going. It's good for what it does. And then the last 4 monsters that we're currently playing at this time, Triple Honest, because Honest is comeback 3, and if you're not playing Honest at 3 in this deck right now, you're kind of stupid, because I mean, it's a discard outlet for Herald, and now you can just put Herald in attack mode all the time, Herald attack mode all the time and just back it up with Ons, because you know back in the day where Blue Eyes was the thing, they'll just go alternative attack over Herald when you would put him in defense mode. But now you can just put him in attack mode, and when they try to attack over him, honest, GG. And it just works so well, having triple honest in the deck, that it works so well that you're just going to see it in a lot of your opening hands now, and you can run 3 of it. Once again, in the last monster, we run the 1 barrier statue, because the barrier statue basically allows you to give the middle finger to Kaijus entirely. They're going to be giving you a 3300 beat stick if they decide to Kaiju you, even with this in the field. And even if they Kaiju the Herald, they still have to worry about barrier statue. They Kaiju the barrier statue, they still have to worry about Herald. I mean, it's just stupid. It works so well for what it does. You have to take it for what it's worth and realize how good these strategies really are. And keep in mind that it's really easy for his deck to put 2 Herald on field. Well, very easily it can do this. And you put 2 Herald on field, they can Kaiju 1, but they still have to worry about the second one. Like I showcased in the games last night that I posted of people rage quitting the Herald. This guy is broken. And no, Strike doesn't auto be Herald if you're main decking and you're playing your list properly. So these are all the monsters that we have in here to offer. Let's move on to the spells. Alright, so for the first spell that we're playing triple Ritual Sanctuary. This shouldn't need any explanation at all. This is literally like a field this is like, well, you know what Spiral Resort is to Spirals? This is literally the Spiral Resort of Heralds, you know what I'm saying? And you have double terraforming. You don't have to play, you shouldn't be playing 3 terraforming because 3 is just going to clog your deck entirely. And yeah, Ritual Sanctuary, it's a good card, but is it the card you want to see all the time? No. You want to know what you do want to see all the time though? These 5 cards. Double Preparation of Rites, and everyone's looking towards Vandreads right now because their new support. They basically got a monster that's Herald of Perfection for themselves, but only for destruction. Herald negates regardless. People, Herald is stupid. This guy should have never been made. Play him, man. I'm telling you. Herald is the most powerful ritual monster in the history of the entire game. And keep in mind that with Zeus getting hit, D-barriers being dropped from decks, and keep in mind with Spiral coming out, you're going to be able to catch a lot of people off guard now. Because now with Herald, before they'll just D-barrier you and you'll be sad. And a lot of people have arguably been only side decking Strike lately because Strike is not so good against Spirals going second, and it literally just stops one monster. They have a multitude of plays, and one Strike ain't gonna make the cut. And just to let you put some more food for thought, Winter Cherries might not be good enough because the deck can still do their combos with Quick Fix and shit like that. So Winter Cherries might climb back down in price because it may stop Double Helix, but does it stop the deck? Nowhere near. Nowhere fucking near. But yeah, a lot of the hype is on the Vandreads right now, but people are not realizing Herald is still a deck. Herald is still a threat. And if you're not main decking or side decking for him, he's going to fuck you over. One way or another. Take that as you may, but yeah. Triple Dawn of the Herald, because this is the Herald's ritual spell card, and you gotta be able to resolve it in order to bring him out, or else you're gonna be sad. Next we play Triple Pot of Desires and Triple Ties of the Brethren. The reason I play this in here, the reason I'm playing Desires is because I know a lot of people are not a fan of Desires, but you know, after you do your combos and all that stuff, Desires is literally activate, banish 10, draw 2 fairies, 2 more negates for the price of 1 card. And literally, this card's a +1 for this deck, and it just gets you where you need to be. And hey, think about it this way: if you don't want to use it, discard off a Ritual Sanctuary to search what you do need. So that's all the spells. Believe it or not, we're actually playing some traps in here. Believe it or not. The trap we're playing, Triple Royal Decree. And this is a card that a lot of people have been overlooking in this deck, and a lot of people are like, oh, why would you run Royal Decree and Herald of Perfection? People will just negate and people will just pop Royal Decree with MST or Twin Twisters or whatever the fuck they want to use. Herald negate, Herald plus Royal Decree, game. Game. And now Herald plus Royal Decree plus Barrier Statue plus at least 4 negates in hand is, why am I playing this game at this point? It's a lost cause to continue. Yes, I know I need to get my 3rd super, but you know, when times are tough, and or when you're buying a lot of things as it is in order to build more decks for people to see, you can't fucking afford a 3rd super. So we'll just stick it out with the rare Royal Decree for now. But yeah, Royal Decree is stupid with Herald because you flip a Royal Decree during your opponent's end phase, and they set like 5 traps. All those cards automatically become useless. And keep in mind, you have Herald on field, so even if they were alive, you had Herald to negate them anyway. Layering up on the amount of negates that you have, something a lot of players should be doing. So now let's get into the extra. So the extra deck, guys, is pretty standard. You just play Orboros. I play Masquerade as a spicy tech for those Burden Abyss decks that are still choosing to run around. You know, those decks that resolve a lot of monster effects during battle phase. Masquerade can just negate them all, and I can save my fairies for my life. Deltros for going second. Constellar Diamond for the Lightsworn matchup. M7 to stack into him with it automatically. And Diamond Dyer, Steel Swarm Roach, Castell, Palinamo, Pom Pom Girl as 3 stacks causer. Or Fairy Cheer Girl if you don't want to give them your monsters nicknames and shit like that. Double Dweller because you don't want Herald to get out-resourced by a whole bunch of monster effects in the graveyard, so you can just Dweller and just stop shit like Mermail and Burning Abyss from even being able to play. And then you have Lightning to basically go in for OTKs and shit like that very easily. So yeah, that's the extra deck, guys. Let's get on to my personal suggestions for the side. Now, the advantage of playing Herald of Perfection is the fact that Herald has no real bad matchup. Herald only against one particular deck. Herald only has bad matchups against certain cards. Now, you side deck for certain cards, for certain things, you'll be able to work around them much more easily now. So now I'm going to show you what my side looks like. Triple Denko Sekka. This card doesn't only entirely beat the Paleo matchup, as I showcased in my replays of Herald last night. Hey, this card literally just stops Strike from even becoming a problem. They'll have to Solemn Warning this if they want to get rid of it. Another card you can run, Zappion, Zappion the Time Lord, because wiping out back row. And it's good against Pendulum Magicians too. And it just gets the job done so well. And now I play the Kaiju Engine because sometimes you don't want your opponent to make a board in your face. Same reason I run the 1 Regeki and 1 Dark Hole, Dank Hole, whatever the hell you want to call this dipshit. But yeah, you run the 6 back row, not back row hate, turn 1 monster field hate, because sometimes making a board in Herald's face can screw him over. So you side for that. When Raw Spear Mode gets cheaper, I'm going to probably play Spear Modes like 3 stacks does eventually at one point or another. I'll probably just like drop Regeki Dark Hole, 1 Zaphion, and I'll probably put in Raw Spear Mode in the deck at one point or another. But it's good like this for now. And Triple Twin Twister. In case if someone tries to get stupid, play Monarch's Erupt or Skill Drain against you, pop that shit with Twin Twisters before it even becomes a problem. Done. And yeah, that's basically the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this profile. Have a good day. Keep playtesting, keep practicing, get better. Peace.